Take off the bubble wrap and welcome to the new life. It's like a metaphor or something. Hello, welcome to the new M.A.D update video series. I'm changing the name from Esoteric to M.A.D, or in my channel's case, Marc Anthony Davis. I'm changing it to my actual name, my real name, my birth name, because I just felt like I should just put my actual name on all my work, make sure there's no confusion. And I don't even call myself esoteric. No one calls me esoteric. I just thought it was like a cool, clever thing because, I'm into things, and I'm into popular things, but in aspects of popular things that don't get much attention. So like the nuance of competitive Pokemon battling. It might seem like a big thing on YouTube, but in the grand scheme of things, it's not that popular. There's a lot of stuff, professional wrestling, Japanese wrestling in particular. I'm into a lot of small stuff, so I had the name esoteric for a long time. But I'm more than that name. I'm Marc Anthony Davis, and I want to put my name on all that stuff. This channel is all about me. It's not just a persona. I don't want this to be a slice. So that's why I changed the name. But I noticed right before I pressed the record button, I didn't change esoteric on any of the graphics that I'm going to have on the TV or have on this video. So it's still going to say esoteric update show on a lot of stuff until next week. So yeah, you have to deal with that for now. But on this show, we got a couple of things to talk about. Oh, and obviously we're going to talk about the obvious situation. If you notice, different location that I'm recording at, because I'm finally in college. I'm in the UL Lafayette, but I'll get into that. That's one of the topics I want to get into today. Of course, we're going to have the comment reply, where I talk about all y'all comments y'all left on the last update show. If you leave a comment on this update show, on the next one, I might talk about it. I probably will, because, not many people leave comments. And then we're going to talk about my past 3 months since the last update show, and what's been going on, and how things going forward are going to be different, hopefully. There's a lot of stuff in that. Then we're going to go to the channel forecast, what's coming up the next week. And then we're going to finish things off, again, on a positive note, just like last time, with games I got. And I actually got a handful of games. And then we're going to finish it out with the outro. But that's what we're going to talk about today. Let's just get on to the comment reply. All right, and our first comment is from a frequent commenter, a very rude commenter, goes by the name Comic Sam's. And as he commented on the last video, don't even have the decency to use real tits. Well, I've been getting complaints. The last 2 times you've been complaining about the content of the titties integrated into my videos, and I don't think you'd be complaining this time, so I got you. The next comment is from Chinatown, and he just basically said, "Yo, this Alex," and I acknowledged him and said, "What's up? How have you been?" He said, "Fine, just surfing through the internet." And then he said, "You should try playing Doom from the 90s. So if you're watching this, Alex, I will be planning on playing Doom from the 90s, the original Doom. I definitely won't be planning on buying the new Doom. That's probably twice as much. Money's tight. But you wouldn't know that from the amount of games I got. But anyways, I am planning on live streaming a week from this video going up. So it'll be next Friday if you watch this on Friday. And I planned on playing Doom, and starting live streaming. I only got the live stream about twice. So I'm very interested on doing it again. I had a lot of fun when I did it, so hey, I'm looking forward to it. And Doom, from all accounts, is a phenomenal game, so looking forward to that as well. So let's talk about what's been happening with me for the past 3 months. So first off, let's talk about why videos stopped. Basically, same old reasons I think I talked about in the last part. It's been really hard to work in my old living environment, to the noise, the thin walls. The people who were constantly having sex they moved out, but they have been replaced with people who beat their kids relentlessly. So really can't. It's only like twice a day, but still, it's one of the main things that contribute to not having a very good environment conducive to doing, longer sessions of writing, editing, whatever, or recording in general. And also, there's always people coming in and out of the apartment at the time, because I had a termite infestation. Roaches are always a problem. Various critters, plants, mold growing under the carpet. People are always in and out. I didn't have my own room recording. Like, I don't know if I said it before. I said it to many people before, but I basically live in a dining room. Well, I did sleep out of a dining room, so I didn't have a good place to work out of. And I was like, I don't want to force it for now. I know when I go to college, I'll have a room to myself, and it'll be a lot easier to record there. And it is, of course, because I have a room to myself. My roommate, my suite mate, I should say, I don't share a room. The guy who was supposed to live right next door to me, he didn't even show up. So cool. I got the refrigerator all for myself. I'm talking about putting all types of cookie cakes and pies in there. Hide my cocaine in there or whatever. But that's basically why video stopped, because it was pretty hard to do, and I just chose to take those 3 months until I was able to go to school the summer semester, just work on some other things. I just didn't do nothing. So I took some time to, focus on getting into school for one, which was a very stressful, taxing process. I made a mistake, but I still pulled through. It was very stressful. Came down to the wire, and this time I pulled through. So I turned in some forms, but I turned in some forms for the wrong year to get a financial aid. And then I realized I turned in the wrong forms a week before tuition was due. And then I had to go the day after tuition was due. And I'm like, fuck, it's going to happen again. And they said, no, it's okay. You can get your tuition payment deferred 2 weeks, so you have time to fill out the forms, get them approved, and get approved for financial aid, which I did. And I just accepted the money the other day. I was very happy that this semester's not in jeopardy. Because for a second, I thought my financial aid wouldn't come in, and I would start going to school. I would move all my shit into this place, into this dorm, and I would have to get kicked out 2 weeks in because the money would never come. I'm happy that didn't happen, though. I'm happy that didn't happen. So I'm all cool in school now, and thus far, I gotta say, it's been okay, I guess. But I don't want to talk about that quite yet. I want to stick to the past right now. So instead of working on my YouTube channel, I was still working on some skills in the past 3 months, and I was working on Photoshop. Basically, been on doing the Photoshop beginners tutorials on the Adobe website, and I'm pretty much finished all of those. I learned a good bit. A lot of it was stuff I already knew because I've been using the tool before I even started looking at any on tutorials on how to use it. But basically, I've been trying to learn how to use Photoshop effectively and stuff like that, trying to improve my skills. I've been reading a little bit too. So I've been trying to better myself as a person, but I also took time to catch up on some of my hobbies. One of which is watching wrestling, it's one of the few things that I actually love watching besides various YouTube videos. And in that 3 months, I caught up on a lot of wrestling. I'm not completely caught up. And at the time I'm recording this, actually, full disclosure, I'm not recording this on the week leading up to the 29th of June. I'm actually recording this on the 7th, so almost 3 weeks. Yeah, about 3 weeks before this video actually is uploaded. Because I wanted to make sure I had more than enough time to, get things rolling. And really, I put a buffer amount of time when I got into school before I upload this video to manage the workload. And since I'm only taking 2 classes this summer and I got the syllabus and I know that these classes are kind of going to be on the easier and lighter side, because one's a writing class and one's a history class. History has never been a problem for me, and writing is just basically trying to elocute a thought in words instead of through your speech, which I'm not too good at talking, but life is about improvement. Writing's about improvement. Anyways, so that being said, I say that to say this. It's June the 7th. This is right before the big New Japan show, Dominion, which I'm predicting it right now. I don't know any of the other matches. I know Chris Jericho's bitch ass is on the show. I just poked myself in the eye. Anyways, I know Chris Jericho is on a fucking show, and I don't like Chris Jericho, really. I mean, he's fine with he in WWE because I know he won't ruin great matches. And apparently he had a great match with Kenny Omega at Wrestle Kingdom. But anyways, and the one match that I care about, the one match I know is happening is Okada versus Omega Part 4. And I'm going to predict right now, this is going to be a 6 3/4 star match. I'm telling you right now. I'm going to be completely serious. It's going to be the greatest match of all time. It's going to go about 40, no. It's going to go an hour and 37 minutes long. I bet you. That's my prediction. That's my bold prediction. I know by the time this video comes out, it's gonna be really old, and it might even look stupid. It might be even a 7 3/4 star match. It might blow my lofty expectations out of the fucking water. This match is gonna be one of the greatest things you ever seen. It's gonna be better than any book you read, any movie you watched, any sex that you ever had, any sex that you wish that you did have. It's just gonna be amazing. It's gonna be fucking amazing. It's gonna be like your favorite food. It's gonna be for ice cream, blowjob, anime, all wrapped into one. It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be everything you ever wanted and more. It's gonna be heaven on earth. 8-star match. That's what I'm saying right now. Anyways, I wanted to get that off my chest. But I did want to just talk about a little bit about wrestling. I've been really enjoying it. I made this collage here, I guess you'd call it, about all my favorite wrestlers I've been really enjoying. I think Okada's my favorite. I really love Dalton Castle. I miss this guy right here, Shibata. I mean, he's never gonna wrestle again. But if you're slightly into wrestling or you ever are interested at any point, I know probably most people watching this, if there's a substantive number of people watching this, they probably don't watch wrestling. But if you want to just watch one match, you're willing to watch one match, I'll give you this guy, Shibata versus Okada. It's kind of fantastic. Anyways, I watched a lot of great matches, current and new. Now I've been catching up on the stuff like the past 6 months or so. I've also been looking back at some old matches such as Bret Hart versus Stone Cold. It was an amazing, awesome match I had at WrestleMania 13. CM Punk versus Brock Lesnar, also an amazing match at SummerSlam 2013. No, did I say... No, okay, I said WrestleMania 13. I didn't say 2013. That definitely didn't happen 5 years ago. Anyways, that was awesome. Kenny Omega is like almost everyone's favorite wrestler. Under a certain age, I would say. And Dalton Castle, I think he's just a really cool character on a show that doesn't resonate with me. He's one of the only highlights that Ring of Honor has, in my opinion. I don't watch WWE anymore past NXT, and I wish I got some NXT guys up here. I love NXT. The weekly show is alright, and the takeover is always awesome. So yeah, I've been really just enjoying myself watching wrestling every day, and it's been a delight. That's mostly what the 3 months have been. You know, I don't want to go too in depth about it. I think this video has been going on long enough. I want to talk about moving into school in the past week or so. Why am I doing this? Why am I doing that? I'm not Johnny Bravo or something. But the last week I moved into school. It's been a hectic process. I had to get up like at 2 o'clock to pack my bags. I mean, that's mostly my fault, I guess. I could have packed before, but yeah, I woke up early. My mom drove me to Lafayette, which is a 2-hour drive from where I live, and you know, it was just everything happened so quickly. I just put all my stuff, most of my stuff, in the car, drove here, moved in, and it feels like a lot of stuff been happening pretty quickly. Like, I've been so used to like waking up and being at home and like not really interacting with anyone because there's not much to interact with where I live. You know, I go outside every day. Well, I mean, I went outside every day when I used to live in an apartment with my parent, my sister, but it wasn't much out there. There's a bunch of old black people and cops, the occasional Eastern Asian person, but there really wasn't much for me out there. Most of my friends, I mean, Sam was there, but that was about it. I mean, I guess it wasn't really a friends thing, because I don't really care about that. I can make friends wherever. Oh, that sounds really shitty. If any of y'all watching, y'all are special. Snowflakes. Ugh. But I don't know. It's just nice to have a nice change of scenery and having some privacy for once. Having some modicum of respect and, you know, it's one of many steps that have been taken and will be took on the way to true independence and adulthood, I guess, which is pretty cool. But when I moved in, there was a lot of, like, I hanged out with my mom and my sister for like the first day, and when they left, I was sitting on this bed right here, and my friend Dantes, he shortly came in. He like asked to come to my room like an hour after I was getting settled, and I wasn't even moved in all the way, but he came in, and the first thing he wanted to do was go work out with me, and work out at the gym that they have, and it probably took us like the whole process of getting to the gym, actually working out, and then like leaving the gym, like coming back home, it's probably like a 3 or 4 hour ordeal. Like we left like at 2:30. We did a bunch of stuff around campus, went to the gym, and I didn't come back home till like 7. So it's more than that, I guess, because I remember it almost being dark outside. But anyways, the word that I don't want to focus on the actual working out. That's not important. I was sore afterwards. That was like the most weight I ever lifted in a very long time. Uh, so, anyways, after I remember, like I had to take the bus to go to the gym, take the bus back, and I remember on that bus ride back, my friend Dantes was very tired for a multitude of reasons probably, and he just closed his eyes, and I was tired too, but that's not usually how well, I guess I wasn't that tired to close my eyes, but anyways, I remember the radio was on. It was like country music, like kind of country pop mix type thing. I don't know. I'm not really well versed in country music, so I just sitting back and enjoying it. Then this one track came on, and it was touching the heartstrings, man. It was touching those heartstrings, and I started it just reminded me. It got me thinking. Like in the bus, it was like it wasn't just me and Dantes. It was obviously it was a bus driver. There wasn't a fucking ghost driving the bus, so he was on the bus driver was there too. But there also like 2 or 3 other people on the bus, and I just started thinking. Like this is a completely new life for me. Like I'm not gonna be able to see my sister every day. I'm not gonna see my mother every day. I'm not gonna be. It's like a total change. I'm in a totally different city, a totally different setting. A bunch of people I don't know. Only like 1 or 2 people I do know. And it's a complete change to think of where I was about a year ago to right now, or even like 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago compared to right now is like completely different. And it was such a shock to the system, I guess you could say. I started just thinking like it's the end of an era and the start of a new one, and it took me a second to really swallow that. To really swallow the fact that I will never. Not only will I never be that kid again. I'll never have. I'll never have that again, and it was kind of sad because most of my childhood, most of like living with my mom has not been the greatest, and she'll admit that it hasn't been great. Most of the time it's been pretty bad, but for some reason it's just being out somewhat alone now. It hit me on that bus ride. My eyes started watering, and my strategy for crying has always been look up. The tears just kind of stay in your eyelids for a little bit, and if you're able just to look up, get that sunlight, you're able to dry out the tears. And man, I'm telling you, the Hoover Dam was freaking bursting. There were leaks on that bus. There were leaks. And I was trying. It was holding on by a string, by a small thread. But I almost shed a tear on that bus. I was trying so hard to look away from everyone on the bus so they didn't see my eyes watering, and I was already thinking of an excuse to like say, "Oh, I'm not crying." Just basically say, "Oh, my allergies acting up. I need to go to get some Benadryl right now." But I never had to say anything to anyone. But as soon as I got off the bus, like as soon as it was time to make my stop, I woke up Dantes, and all the tears just rushed back in my eyes. I don't even know how that worked. My eyes got dry as they always are. And that wasn't a problem anymore. And I got out. Basically, like a minute later, I told, this is where we part, Dantes. It's time to see you later. And I went back, and right when I told him bye, he got on a skateboard, rode off. I immediately turned around, and I immediately started not slobbing. What's it called? Sobbing. I was not slobbing on anything. I was sobbing, people. I was crying. And it was just, I don't know. It all settled in. Like in my head, and I was thinking, this is gonna be I didn't even expect myself to cry or be emotional about this at all, because I've been looking forward to this moment for not only a year in between when I graduated from high school to now. I've been waiting that whole year in high school, the whole senior year in high school, and frankly every year since I was about 10 years old, because I remember when I was 10. It was the year the Saints won the Super Bowl, so that was 2009. And I was in 4th grade. So I might have been 11. So let's say 11. I remember I packed up all my stuff in like what's it called? A duffel bag. So it wasn't much. It was like I didn't even think I packed any of my clothes. I think I packed like some underwear, but it was mostly Game Boy games with my Game Boy. And I packed up all that stuff. And it was after like maybe a football practice or maybe just a very long day. Because I remember I packed up my stuff and I looked out. No one was checking for me because I wasn't living in an apartment at the time. I was living in my grandparents' house. And it was a 2-bedroom house and 5 people were living in it. My 2 grandparents, me, my sister, and my mom. And, that wasn't a nice setup. And I just like, man, I just want to fucking leave. I hate school. I hate sports. I hate living in a bunk bed. And I hate all of it. I just want to go play Pokemon and Mario in solitude. So I packed up my stuff. And, bear in mind, again, I was 11. Didn't have any thoughts. I packed up my stuff. No one was checking for me. I guess everyone was in their rooms. I got to the front door. I opened the front door. It was pitch black. Not a single light in the neighborhood was on. And it was like a metaphor. Very, very literal though. I'm going out to the darkness by myself, where I'll have definitely more freedom, but it will definitely be more dangerous being alone. Where I can stay in the light and have very little freedom, very little opportunity for self-expression or mobility. That's an odd thing to say in terms of a family sense, but especially when you're 11, having those thoughts. But the same thing goes for here. I'm ready now to face that darkness, so to speak, where I wasn't back when I was 11, because things are a lot brighter now. But still, it's a pretty emotional moment for me anyways. But maybe I rambled on a little bit too long about that, but it was a genuine moment for me, a genuine emotion I just wanted to see if that was relatable, because I find myself not being relatable. I'm a pretty cold person most of the time, and I have trouble sometimes really illustrating how I feel to some people, because I tend to be kind of guarded. I don't want to sound like like this fucking Tumblr guy or some guy who thinks he's like super special. That's not it at all. I legitimately have a problem, telling people how I feel, because I don't want to make people worry about me. I don't think it's a good thing. I'm not saying it's a good thing. That's a legitimate problem that I have, because you probably should always be honest and know when to tell people. You have to know when it's okay to ask for help, stuff like that. Know when to find that shoulder to cry on. Personally, I think I have a couple of shoulders. I don't use them though. It's my fucking man. Anyways, now that I'm here in college, my own dorm, my main thing that's a problem for me now, and it's not many problems. A lot of stuff has been solved, in the past week or so. It's going to be money. Money is going to be a big problem. I could get a job, but then I wouldn't have any time. Not only, it would infringe, it would impede on my studying time, but also impede on my YouTube time, which is kind of the reason why I came to college. Not only do I want to garner skills, but I also thought it allows me to have a lot of time to do a lot of stuff that I want to do without having to worry about making money or relying on myself to make money or relying on anyone to make money, because I'm just constantly taking out loans, which I have to, you have to pay back eventually, but that's later. It's all about right now. Anyways, I thought, money might be an issue, and I had a couple ideas about, loaning more than I needed and like using it to get like a snazzy computer and a really cool camera. But I don't know, it hasn't been working out. Another thing that I guess is I've been noticing is the workload. Maybe this is just because of summer, but workload seems kind of light. I thought college would be a little bit harder. Maybe not harder, but a little more time, because it's time sucking, I guess. Because in orientation, and I've been in 2 orientations, LSU and ULL, and they've been talking about, you need to study 2 hours for every hour you're in class, and that's a total of 52 hours a week, or some bullshit that I ain't gonna do, that no one fucking does. Because it does. Why would I study? Why would I spend 52 hours on studying? Let's assume you're taking 15 hours of classes. 45 hours, I should say, more accurately. So 45 hours a week dedicated to school. I don't know. Something about that doesn't seem right to me. But especially when I didn't do that for high school. And I went to, I don't want to brag or anything. I went to kind of an esteemed high school, like top 100 in the country. If I don't say. Anyways, the workload has been surprisingly light, so that will allow me to upload a lot more videos. And on that note, let's talk about, how things are going to be looking like in the next week, but most likely, throughout the end of the year. And that is the next segment. All right, time to make it rain on all of you in the channel forecast. So, today's Friday, tomorrow's Saturday. I bet you didn't know that. And Saturday, I'll be uploading part 4 of my Road to Round 10 series for Call of Duty Black Ops Zombies. Fingers crossed. I already recorded it, but fingers crossed for your sake that I succeed this time. I don't know if I do. Well, you don't know if I do. I foresee Road to Round 10 going very long, though. I'll just say that. Because even if I did succeed on this map, I'm still on the first fucking map, and it's part 4. It's going to be a long time until we get to Black Ops 3. Wait, are we on Black Ops 4 now? I think that's coming out next. Okay, well, I have a lot of maps to play through. So, anyways, after that, though, Sunday is going to be a best of April 2017. I want to do a best of videos because I did best of videos, a couple of them for GTO, and I felt like best of videos are a good celebration, also a good barometer of, the videos that you make. So, like, you celebrate the good stuff, but if the best stuff is short, you know that you didn't make a lot of good stuff that month. If it's long, you did pretty good in your eyes. You found your own content in the training. I guess I could take suggestions on what should be in the best of, but, no one cares about my videos like that right now. I mean, realistically. So, I'll just keep it to my own judgment. So, yeah, Sunday will be the best of April 2017. And every 2 weeks, every 2 Sundays, I'll upload another best of. So, 2 Sundays after that will be a best of May 2017 until I catch up to the current month, which on this pace probably take me 3 months maybe. Eventually it'll be current. So I'm looking forward to doing those. And then Monday, it'll be part 47, finally. Pokemon Red and Blue walkthrough. We'll be creating a team and experimenting with simulators. So if you're curious at all, most people are not, because again, it's esoteric. So if you're interested in that, go look at it. Tuesday will be part 48. It'll be me completing the Pokedex. Part 3 will be completing the Pokedex. Pokemon Red and Blue. Wednesday, another competitive battling tutorial. Pokemon Red and Blue part 49. Then Thursday will be Pokemon Red and Blue part 50. Another video of me completing the Pokedex. And then Friday, Red and Blue walkthrough part 51. Another Marc Anthony Davis update video. And then next Friday, I'm shooting for next Friday to be the first live stream. And that'll be Doom and the miscellaneous stuff. If you want to play something else or do something else, you just want to talk. We talk about topics. Cause I just don't want to be gaming only. That's not the only thing I'm interested in. I do like talking about certain things. And that's actually one of the ideas that I had about doing. And I've been having this idea for a long time, but it's to do wrestling videos, not just a wrestling podcast. Which is going to be a little bit tougher to do, but I do talk to myself a lot in my head. I don't talk aloud. That'd be weird. I do want to do some wrestling videos, and I think I'm going to start it sometime around the G1 climax. I don't know if I want to do it before the G1 or at the G1, after the G1 finals. I think I'm going to shoot for after the G1 finals, though, because I do have a lot to do from school, YouTube, and actually watching wrestling. Very time-consuming things, and various other stuff. So, did y'all just hear that? I have a feeling that these walls are kind of thin, and people can hear me do stuff and hear me talk. Because if that's the case, I'm always gonna be self-conscious about that. Because I'm always self-conscious when I used to live in the apartment. Because anyone could hear me, not just anyone that living in the apartment because I didn't have a door, but also anyone that lives next door because the walls are made out of fucking paper mache riddled with termite holes. But anyways, yeah, that's my current idea to start doing wrestling videos sometime in the near future. Oh, if you're interested, that'd be cool. And right now I'm just, throwing stuff at the wall, seeing what works, seeing what I enjoy, because, I really don't have anything to lose in terms of this channel. 15 subscribers is not really anything, so, I'm not really sweating much. I'm just going to enjoy it. Like I said, these college years are meant to be enjoyed. And, there's no financial responsibility right now, not necessarily. Fucking loans, I tell you what. Anyways, I say anyways a lot. But that's the channel forecast for the next week. It's looking bright. It's looking pretty bright, I would say. So that is all pretty much for the esoteric update show. No, not esoteric update show. Marc Anthony Davis update show. Bye. Alright, and that's been the Marc Anthony Davis update show. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any tips, tricks, suggestions, recommendations, just put in the comments. It could be anything. Keep it nice, keep it civil, and have a nice day.